We'll get going with Ted Wyman from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Ted.
Morning, gentlemen. Pierre-Luc, what do you think it's going to take to be able to get something going here against the Canadiens after what they were able to do yesterday in terms of making it so difficult to get passes, get shots, and then, of course, they've got Carey Price?
I think one of the keys is just patience. I thought yesterday we had some good looks, we had some good chances. We missed some shots, but when you're playing against a top goalie, you can't lose confidence in shooting the puck. You can't lose confidence. You can't lose, that patience of it's coming. I think, they're a team that defend well, and they have, one of the best goalies to stop the puck if they make a mistake or if they allow a chance. So for us, the name of the game is just to keep going in patience. Like I said, I thought we really brought the pressure there the second half of the game or the last two periods. And, when you do that, I think it's a recipe for success. Obviously, we didn't win yesterday, but I think if you're applying pressure like that, if you're getting shots off like that, more often than not, you're going to be happy by the result.
We'll go back to Ted Wyman. Go ahead, Ted.
Sorry about that. Pierre-Luc, you've said in the past that you put pressure on yourself and that you're hard on yourself. How do you handle the responsibility here of, filling in for Mark Scheifele?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't see it as filling in for Mark. I mean, he's a fantastic player. He's his own player. I'm my own player. If I try to play like him, I'm not helping the team. I'm not helping my teammates out. He's a fantastic player. But like I said, I have to do what I do best. It's not, I don't see it as, shoes to fill. I just see it as doing what I do best and what I can do to help this team win. And, like I said, I put a lot of pressure on myself, but at the same time, I know when to just relax and just go play. And, there's nothing you can do to control the surroundings or the circumstances. The only thing that you can do is try to bring your best game to the table.
We'll go next to Mike McIntyre from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Gregor, and morning, Pierre-Luc. Just wanted to ask, I guess, maybe how important it might be in Game 3 to try and get a lead. You guys have trailed for a good chunk of the first two games, and I know you're comfortable being uncomfortable, as the saying goes, but when you're sort of chasing the game, does it change the mindset, and maybe what would it mean to be able to get a lead?
Yeah, I think that first goal, especially against a team like this, is crucial. You're never out of the fight, even if you're down, 2-0 in the game. But getting that first goal, I think, opens up the play a bit for them. It's a team like you saw yesterday that once they got that lead, they close down the middle of the ice. And then they, like I said earlier, they have a really good goalie that, if they make a mistake, it can stop the puck for them. So you're never out of it if you get scored on first. But if we can get that lead, if we can get the first goal, it definitely, changes, I think, the rhythm of the game, changes the outlook of the game. But, we saw it in the series against Toronto when, they went up and Toronto came back. And when Toronto came back in the series, I mean, there's nothing that's ever definitive. One goal lead doesn't mean anything until the game's over, but it can definitely help throughout the game, throughout the whole 60 minutes.
Go next to Sarah Lesky from TSN. Go ahead, Sarah.
Thanks, Gregor. This question is for Pierre-Luc as well. Pierre, I think a lot of people kind of feel that last year in the bubble, you set the bar for what people expect from you in the postseason. And you said now that you know what you do best. What is it that you feel, you need to be doing to be playing at your best?
Yeah, I think a big part of my game is just skating, getting my legs going. In the postseason, you don't have as much room out there. You don't have as much time and space. I think it's important to skate, especially for the bigger guys out there. It's if you can skate and you're heavier, you gotta, it's hard to get the puck away from you. And I think a lot of it too comes with confidence. Last year in the postseason, it was last year, and this year is this year. So, for me, it's just it's just getting to my game of moving out there, creating space for my wingers, creating space for the defensemen, going to the net, trying to attract guys to me and give time and space for everybody out there with me. But like I said, last year was last year and this year is this year.
Go back to Sarah Lesky for a follow-up. Go ahead, Sarah.
How would you describe your confidence then right now when you said that that's such obviously an impactful part for you in being able to play at that level?
Yeah. I don't like putting numbers on anything, but it's a process. I think confidence comes from putting in the work and knowing that, you're not relying on luck or on anything like that. Yeah, I think if you put in the work in practice, if you put in the work, watching tape and watching, paying attention to details, your confidence can go up just because of that, because you know that you're ready for it for any moment. And, it's been a long season. It's been a season of ups and downs. But I think, I work hard, for just so that confidence doesn't go down, even if you're not scoring or even if you're not doing as much offensive as you want. But it's, like I said, it's a building process. It's building blocks. It's here and there. It's not just results. It's also the work that goes behind it.
We'll go next to Ken Weaver from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Thanks, Gregor. Morning. Question for Adam, please. Adam, what kind of experiences do you draw on as you head on the road here for Game 3?
I think it's kind of the belief in our group, and we've been a pretty solid road team this year. And look at the template of the game last night, and kind of the success we had in the first round against Edmonton on the road. Not really giving up a whole lot of chances, clogging up the neutral zone and things like that. I think, like we said earlier, it's going to be important getting the lead. I think you saw what the Canadians were able to do when they get the lead. They're able to sit on it. They're able to really slow the game down and make it hard to get to the net, make it hard to get any sustained pressure. So that's going to be one of those things. But I think with the experience we have in this room, we're comfortable going in and playing on the road. I think we have the depth that they're going to have a last change. They're going to be able to get their matchups, but we got the players that are going to be able to play against their top guys, against their top pairings, and be successful. I think it's just important that we get off to a good start tomorrow, and I think that's what we're looking to do.
Go back to Ken Weaver for a follow-up. Go ahead, Weaver.
And one more for Adam. How do you straddle that fine line between remaining patient and having those details, but finding a way to generate a little bit more and maybe take the eyes of Price away a little bit more as well?
Yeah, well, I think one of those things you saw in the second period a little bit, we kind of got away from it. You stop being patient, you start trying to force some plays, and now instead of getting that sustained zone time like we started to get in the third, you're turning pucks over at the blue line, and then you start forcing a little more. So I think it's kind of having confidence in our game plan, knowing that if we're doing what Paul's asking and kind of what we've been shown on video to be successful, it's going to come. It's not going to happen every shift. You're not going to create a chance every shift, but you continue to do it. You're going to start getting your chances. You're going to start being able to get to the net, get those second and third opportunities. I think the way Carey's playing right now, it's important that we find a way to get a little more net traffic. We find a way to, make it a little more uncomfortable on him. That's not bumping him, but, that's getting people in his eyes. That's getting some tips on some pucks and creating some of those scrums where, there's a scramble in front. So, I think that's kind of the way we're looking at it. It's not, just sit back and, let the game come to us. It's going to push the pace. It's going to be, trying to use our speed, but, be smart at the same time.
Just a couple more for the guys. We'll go next to Kelly Moore from 680 CJOB. Go ahead, Kelly.
Thank you, Gregor, and good morning, Adam. This one is for you. Further to what you were just describing there, how difficult has that Montreal defense made it to get to the front of the net and stay in front of the net to create those scrums?
Yeah, I think we do have to give them some credit. They have a real big back end. They're big, strong, and they do a great job of boxing guys out and pushing guys to the outside and letting Price see the shots coming from the outside. So it's about moving in and out, kind of trying to get body position, and when you do have it, fighting to maintain that. I think that's one of those things against those big D man is if you can get the body position and, force them. Maybe they have to take a penalty to move you out there. But yeah, it's one of those things that is a challenge. But, you got to be ready to battle. You got to be willing to sacrifice and pay the price to get to the net.
We'll go back to Kelly Moore for a follow-up. Go ahead, Kelly.
And then Adam, I guess the other point to that too is being in sync with the point men, timing when you get to the front of the net and when they take the shot so that it's not a clean shot for Price. Is that something that we might see a little bit more of in game 3 and 4 as well?
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where, you're kind of getting position on one and, it might go D to D where you'd rather have it come to the net. It's one of those things where at the same time, you got to have 2 or 3 guys working to get position so that if the puck moves side to side, that you might lose the positioning, but another guy gains it and then you can roll up high and different things like that. I think, it's going to be important that we find ways to get to the net though. And I think we've given him, far too many clean looks from the outside where, we've had chances to, sustain the pressure, but, we get pushed outside as forwards and, most goalies are going to be stopping shots from the outside, no deflection or no screen. So it's going to be something that, we're definitely going to look to improve upon the next few games.
And final question to Ted Wyman from the Sun. Go ahead, Ted.
Adam, we've seen all of you guys make big shot blocks during this playoffs, but what does it mean to the team when you see Neil Pionk basically dive in front of a slap shot to prevent an empty netter?
Yeah, it's huge. I think, we know what kind of guy he is, and he's willing to do anything to win. And 20 seconds left, he takes one away, and it gives us a chance to at least go down there and try and tie the game. And you saw it. Price has to make a head save on KC with like 3 seconds left, and that doesn't happen if Neil doesn't sacrifice his body. And it's one of those things where I think everyone is willing to do that, and to see one of your all-stars kind of jump in front of the puck, and it makes it a little easier for the rest of us to do it as well.
Thanks very much, guys.